Racing on Thursday takes place out at Turffontein. We are racing on the inside track. We've got 8 races on the program, and race number 1 gets underway at 12:30 of the 1450 meter trip. We begin with the maiden juvenile plate that will get the bipod started. And joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen, who managed to guide the guys in the right direction on Tuesday with that place accumulator. And Alistair, you tell me that the PA managed to double up around 8 times there.
Yeah, that was a very profitable day on Tuesday. Thank you, Raheel. Nice time to come back into form as we lead up to the second leg of the Triple Crown of Wilkebos Triple Tiara. A 214 Rand return for 192 Rand perm that wins in 8 times. So very happy to be in the payout queue, or for the supporters to be in the payout queue. Sadly, I didn't get the PA on, but we'll try again on this Thursday card. And I must confess, just at face value, I quite fancy this Thursday card. I mean, obviously, I can't take away from what happened on Tuesday. Beggars can't be choosers. We can't underplay that. But with that said, to the eye, I like the way that this Thursday card is materialised. There's obviously 1 or 2 tricky races, but like I said to Sheldon for the Tuesday card, that there's something for everyone on this race day as well.
Well, let's get into it. Race number 1, your favourite is number 5, Wild at War. Has found support 16-10 into 13-10. Number 2, Hair Trigger is trading at 2-1. It's 9-2 about Sunset Riot. Queen of Fire at 9-2. And then it's 12-1 and Better Bar those. Now, I was encouraged by what I saw from Sunset Riot on debut over 1,000 meters. Obviously a horse that I think the way he shaped up will be better over this distance. And he jumped from gate number 3, which is an advantage going around the turn for the first time. And I think he could have more to offer. But number 5, Wild at War, quite a strong favourite here.
Yeah, Wild at War's last workout was under Chase Morjan. He was very positive about the work that he felt, and the step up in distance should be beneficial for the son of Danon Platina. There's obviously a school of thought out there that says that Danon Platina's come into their own sort of towards the end of that 2-year-old career. That might be a little bit of a wary factor when it comes to number 5, Wild at War. He has got a lovely start on him. Go watch his first run. He never had a hope over 1,000 meters. That was just to educate him and to bring him along the right way, and he ran a lovely race behind Danton from Santon. And I actually watched that race from Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and there were a few people around me that were very impressed with that run from number 5, Wild at War, which obviously fills with a little bit of positivity leading forward. He should have quit himself to the extra distance. And he looks like he has come on with a debut under the belt. So I'd say that he justifies his place at the top of the boards. There are valid dangers in the form of number 2, Hair Trigger, who comes out of the Pistol Pete form. For me, Pistol Pete has been the most impressive 2-year-old Colton Joburg thus far. He franked his own form by winning a hot race, I believe, at his second start. And then number 4, Sunset Riot's also got to be a player. But 5, Wild at War, can't put anyone off if you like him. There's no chinks in his armour. It will take some good improvement from Hair Trigger or Sunset Riot to turn him over, in my opinion.
Got a bit of confidence there from Alistair regarding horse number 5, Wild at War, in race number 1. Moving along to race number 2, a maiden plate for fillies and mares over the 2,000 meter trip, and your favourite is Say It With Roses at 16-10. Number 6, Erupt at Dawn, is at 18-10. It's 22-10. Darlene Harbour 7-1, and Better Bar those. Now, Say It With Roses and Erupt at Dawn, both horses that have run good races at their last start, but I was actually encouraged by Erupt at Dawn, given that she debuted over 1,700, obviously signalling that she's a filly looking for ground, and she wasn't disgraced on debut, beaten under 3 lengths, and Muzieni now gets the board for Mike and Adam Azzi, and there is definitely a lot of scope for improvement here.
Well, the PA is my suggested bet, and I think punters will be well served by bankering either 1, 2 or 6, but my top selection is number 6, Erupt the Dawn. A box trifecta's got to be the way to go here. When you consider that the horse who finished just in front of Erupt the Dawn, Caddy Zora, came out and won Turffontein a week earlier. The second horse, Play With Fire's run second. I don't know about the strength of the form, but you're spot on. There's any amounts of improvement to come from number 6, Erupt the Dawn, whereas Darling Harbour's going to get a win or 2 under the belt, but I think when she wins her maiden, she needs to oppose a horse that's not improving, or not likely to improve, the way that number 6, Erupt the Dawn will. And number 1, Say It With Roses, the full sister to the well-performed Perfect Witness, I don't think is quite as good as Perfect Witness, and she too is going to get a win or 2 under the belt. But again, not against a horse that looks likely to improve. Donald Hietson rode her first time out, now gets Muzieni on board. There was an alarming drift about her. To my mind, it wouldn't be easy going from 1,700 to 2,000 meters. It's just the second start. She's got to have a lot of stamina about her, and she's got to have a fair amount of ability about her. The Aussies obviously believe that she's up to it. They obviously believe that this is a winnable race. It looks a winnable race. And I can't see her missing the first three. Like I said, my play in this race, box trifecta, 1, 2, and 6. You ain't going to get rich, but that should arrive.
It certainly does look to be the play in the second race on the program. Race number 3, a maiden plate over 1,600 meters. 13:40 is the off time. It is the start of the pick 6, and here your favorite is Policy of Truth at 5-2. Forest Guard is at 28-10, 7-2, 2 miles west. Montebello at 7-2. It's an 8-1 and better bar those. Now, Policy of Truth, he has been disappointing and costly to follow for favorite backers, and whether they're going to go in once again, I'm not sure, because this was Forest Guard. Now, expensive purchase, and you mentioned that 1,400 was going to be way too short for him. He now steps up to a trip that will suit him a lot better from a 2 draw. He could obviously make significant improvement.
I've left him at my PA Raheel, but he's definitely not going to be without a number in the pick 6. The Turconnell form looks a little bit better now than it did when the form went to print, because obviously Turconnell came out and ran second in, was it a progress plate or graduation plate over the weekend, running well above his rating. So that gives a good feel to number 6, Forest Guard. I'm not convinced he's anywhere near where they need him to get now. I think that he, much like Marauding Horde, who's owned by the same bunch of owners, is looking for a trip, looking for time, needing time, maybe looking for gelding. They're probably loath to geld the well-bred son of Silvano, whatever Jetmaster made this soon. So although he'll be in my pick 6 because he's open to improve, I'm not convinced that he is past the post. So the 2 horses here for me are 1 and 2, 2 miles west and Policy of Truth, both who have their own vulnerabilities. I'm going to start with Policy of Truth. That comes out of a dire form line behind Hackers Crackers, but everything went wrong for Policy of Truth the last time. So I'm going to give him the vote of confidence that he'll be bang there. If not winning, he'll go close. But I think he's a little bit too short. I think, put it like this, he might be a false favourite at the time of recording at 5-2. I think that for a horse that represents those weak form lines and is an 8-run maiden going into this 9 start, he definitely has his vulnerabilities. But number 1, 2 miles west definitely appeals to me, going a mile for the first time. He runs like he'll get the trip. He's bred to get the trip. Ryan Munger takes her out for Paul Matchett. Both individuals are in good form at the moment. I think he's the value in the race, number 1, 2 miles west, and I'm going to lead with him. I'm going to make him my top choice. He brings far stronger form lines. Penultimate start to Virgin River. Presley's won. Griffin Parker's won. Forgiveness has actually punched well above her weight out of that 2 miles west. Midwinter Wind has won. There have been plenty. Inner Fixes won. Gold Agent. I mean, they're just, that form line completely lights up. And even out of the last run to Presley won, Marauding Horde won, Golden Pavilion, who ran well behind 2 miles west. In fact, the more I look at this, the more I like 2 miles west, number 1 on the card, and I'll make him a huge chance in race 3, the opening leg of the pick 6.
He's got some solid form to his name, and at 7-2 in the market, that's going to be the top selection in race number 3. Moving along to race number 4, which will be the start of Jackpot 1,000 meters. The distance, 2:15 is the off time. And your favorite is Thing Called Love, even money 11-10, I should say. 22-10, Wait for Green Light. 3-1, Enchanting Lady. It's then 12-1 and Better Bar. Those you can scratch number 8 out the mist. And Thing Called Love, well, last time out, she could have just been in need of that run. She moved up as if she was going to go on with the effort, but she found one too good, and that was Hollywood's 500th winner on the day. So they would have obviously been chuffed that this filly was not able to get the job done. But in this type of field, she should be able to win.
Yeah, Raheel, I think she definitely needed her last run. She ran like she needed it because she looked dangerous until Sakale Tula to find a little bit extra at the end. I think she's ready and right to go here. She's a banker in all bets for me. When you consider her main dangers, Wait for Green Light, a 12-start maiden who ran her best race in a while in what looked to be a very, very weak maiden last time. She'll need to confirm that. And number 5, Enchanting Lady, I've mentioned on the show before. Fani Bronkhorst actually likes her as a filly, and probably a bit concerned that not concerned, that's the wrong word, but puzzled that she hasn't won yet because she's been banging at the door. She might just need the right race to get her confidence up, and that might bring her along the right way. But all in all, Thing Called Love got to be a better, fitter horse than what she was last time. She acquitted herself nicely, showing that she's heading in the right direction. I think she'll be a very hard horse to beat, and I think even money's a fair reflection of her chances.
Perhaps a good double on the day could be race 3, that horse 2 miles west into Thing Called Love. Alistair quite strong on both those horses. Race number 5, fillies and mares, 74 handicap over 1,000 meters, 1450 is the off time. And in the ether, tops the boards at 16 to 10, 7 to 2, Sahara Dawn, 9 to 2, Risky Business, 5 to 1, Smell 10, 6 to 1, Q the Rebel, 12 to 1, and Better Bar those. Now, in the ether, she's a runner that is in terrific form at the moment. She's a winner over Track and Trip, and she's just doing a lot right at present. Ryan Munger takes ride once again, gone up 5 points for her latest victory, but I wouldn't be surprised if she were to win again despite that 5-point penalty.
Absolutely not. She's outdone herself of late, Raheel. Even though it took her a while to get that 4th career win under the belt, her form since the start of the season, I mean, she's missed the checks once, and that was in a MR80, which is probably just a little bit too strong for her. Plus, she took on boys every other start. She's been bang there. Yes, she needs a certain type of ride, but the pace is going to be on over 1,000 meters on the Turffontein inside track. So that, I think, guards her through and gives her the right trails to produce at her best. Ryan Munger gets a tune out of her. He's only missed the top 3 once, and he's ridden her 3 times. So this daughter of Announcer's got a lot going for her. She's got the run style to be dangerous, and she's certainly in the form to be convinced that she has got another big run under the belt, despite the 3-point penalty. But there are 2 others that have backed her up with. Number 2, Q the Rebel, got to be a better horse than what she was last time when she probably needed the run. She didn't rip up any trees last time out. She's a small, narrow daughter of Quarari. She's not going to stand out in the ring, but she's got draw 1, and I think she'll be better with that last run under the belt. So just keep her on the safe side. And this horse, Fennec Fox, the amount of times I've been for Fennec Fox is disgusting, but it's her first run for a new yard. Her rating's gone from a once 93 to a 64. I'm not going to let her run loose. Caden Brewer takes the ride. I'm such a loyalist to Fennec Fox. I'm going to give her another chance or 2. Now that she's changed and she's gone back to Turffontein, because all her good work earlier on in her career came with Paul Peter at Turffontein, maybe those new surroundings or familiar surroundings will bring a little bit of life about number 6, Fennec Fox. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take swingers 4 and 6. 2 Q the Rebels in my play as well, more because she's drawn better than what she showed last time out. But those are the 3 horses I'm working around in race number 5.
I think irrespective of what happens on Thursday, I think follow number 6, Fennec Fox. I think there could be a win about this daughter of Karari, now on what looks to be a very attractive mark of 64. And Alistair, he's going in once again there. Race number 6, a middle stakes over 1,000 meters, 25 past 3 is the off time. And it's quite a nice field that line up in this contest. Scratch numbers 4 and 9. So it's a field of just 7 that remain. Time for Orchard is the strong favourite at 5 to 10. Gavin Larina, Johan Janse van Vuren. She's been impressive in her last 2 starts, winning well. You've got Rainbow Reward at 4 to 1. Kinchin Cha at 6 to 1, 8 to 1. And Better Ball those. And then you've got the horse Prophet, who was running against the best of the best in his 2-year-old and 3-year-old campaign. He's at 25 to 1 in the market, turning off a lengthy layoff. He's sort of lost his way of late, but if being able to run well fresh over a trip that saw him do well in his juvenile career, he could certainly be a horse that throws a bit of a spanner in the works here at 25 to 1.
Yeah, the fresh angle is key with number 1 Prophet, but I'm not convinced it's the right race for Prophet, I must be honest. So I'd like to see his rating drop a little bit more and get him into a handicap, maybe over slightly further than 1,000 meters. I know he's 1 from 1 over 1,000, but that was on debut. So probably give him another run or 2 before we can really have a look at Prophet. I think 5 to 10 about number 2, Time for Orchids, a hard horse to beat. 2 starts, graduation plate. She was teed up according to the weights, and she obliged. She's teed up again with a scratching on number 9 on cue. That helps her cause. She got a good draw. Got a lot in her favour. She's a banker for me. In fact, I'm going to take your double that you suggested earlier on with 2 miles west and thing called Love and Make It a Treble with number 2, Time for Orchids, as the final little bow on the present. Hopefully it all works out according to plan. Gavin Larena takes a ride. I can't see her missing the first 3. I think she's a PA in final leg bar pot banker. The interesting horse here for me is number 7, Kinshin Shah. I spoke to Lucky Udalakis countless times about the son of Water Winter. In fact, on debut, for me, he was the eye catcher behind Wise Act, and I went to Lucky. I said, "Oh, what do you think of Kinshin Shah?" He said, "Needs to be gelded badly." Well, here we go. First runners are gelding for Kinshin Shah. So let's see if there's any improvement to come off a lightweight. I don't expect him to turn over Time for Orchids because we've got a horse that's run at the highest level against Kinshin Shah, who's never stepped anywhere near the highest level, not yet anyway. So I think Kinshin Shah's got a bit to do to beat number 2, Time for Orchids, and that goes for the rest of the field. But I think that he's capable, if the gelding's done anything, I think he's capable of perhaps leading the rest home.
Yeah, all in here with number 2, Time for Orchard in race number 6 at 5 to 10. She's a banker in all bets. Race number 7, a classified stakes, penultimate race on the day, 1,500 meters the distance, 4:05 is the off time. And Cerulean Dancer is the favorite at 5 to 2, 28 to 10 about Gimme the Flame, 9 to 2 Viva de Janeiro. It's then 7 to 1 and better bar those. Now, what's your thoughts on race number 7, Alistair? Cerulean Dancer won a nice race last time out. Pole position draw, Muzi aboard once again. That's obviously an advantage, but she's gone up 5 points. Has her last win given you the impression that despite the penalty, she can go in again?
Well, here, I'll tell you what, I'm sitting here with my laptop open with the betting in front of me, and I can tell you that I've gone with 2 horses in my PA, and they're both at double figures. So to answer your question, this is a classified stakes. Races 7 and 8 were split at the time of declarations, and fillies and mares obviously get a good advantage at the weights due to the conditions of the race. Therefore, 5 Cerulean Dancer and 6 Gimme the Flame both got to be respected because they ran against each other. There was a length between them. Cerulean Dancer's 1 kilo worse off, so there should be little to choose between them. However,
surely you've got Aravadicho in.
I've got Aravadicha. I'm going to get to Aravadicha now because this is the last chance I'm giving Aravadicha. But just to go back to Gimme the Flame, I think Gimme the Flame is better at the Val and probably better at Hollywoodbets Greyville than what she is at Turffontein. Her last bad run came at Turffontein, and her penultimate bad run came at Turffontein. So not convinced she enjoys travelling up the R59. It might only be a 45-minute trip, but she is definitely better at her home base. And Cerulean Dancer, even though she's consistent, even though she's got draw 1, even though she's got a top jockey, I think the class that Archimedes has run with and the class that Aravadicha has run with is better than Cerulean Dancer. I know I've been for Aravadicha so many times. The evidence is there from a once 97. He's now a 72. He's down another 3 points. He had a horrible draw last time, draw 10 out of 10. Gavin Larena dropped him, and he found a bit of a finish, to be fair. And I saw a little bit of a spot, but I'm tired of being bluffed by Aravadicha. So for me, he just needs to run the first 3 to stay on the right side of him. But if he runs 4th or worse, I'm done. I'm done with Aravadicha, no more. Number 2, Archimedes has got the worst draw, but his running style will take him off to the front. He's also run with a lot better. He's at a graduation level, run well above his current rating of 74, and I think he just needs to remember that he's capable of those type of runs to be very, very dangerous here. So 2 of the 3 are my numbers, 2 horses at a price. I can't recommend to punters that is the be-all and end-all. If there's anything there that you like, don't be afraid to put it in. So I've got a pretty cost-effective place accumulator to work around, but I'm keen on 2 of the 3 in the penultimate race on the card.
I like your thinking, Alistair. I think going against the grain could be the right way to play race number 7. 2 horses at double figure odds. Archimedes at 16 to 1, Aravadicho at 10 to 1, and those 2 horses could be tremendous value in what looks to be a race where you could get a decent result in those exotics. Race number 8, a classified stakes over 1,500 meters. 16:40 is the off time. And your favorite is Sage King at 7 to 2, 9 to 2 Willow Express, Walled Garden at 5 to 1, along with Count Your Chances. The Old Boy Nordic Rebel is at 6 to 1. It's then 7 to 1 and better bar those. Now, this horse, Sage King, obviously from a 2 draw is an advantage. He gets the 4 off the back once again, which will certainly aid his chances. I'm sure you are done now with Willow Express. So are you giving him another chance? And then the old boy Nordic Rebel with Gavin back aboard. That's obviously a positive.
Okay, this is a field race if ever I've seen one. I'm not going to go to town and describe why I've done what I've done, because I'm actually not sure. I've just gone 5 horses in my PA, and I think that 5's the lucky number just to stay alive in the place accumulator. So I've gone with numbers 2, Walled Garden, 3, Willow Express. Yes, I've got him in. 4, Mitch Got His Wish. 5, Sage King, and 7, Sam the Wise Man. I think the credentials of all those horses is pretty straightforward. I've got a lot of respect for number 1, Nordic Rebel. I think number 6, Fast Duty, can be effective. Count Your Chances nearly made the cuts as well. So there are just plenty in here with chances. At a push, my top choice here would be number 5, Sage King, but it's just a very, very trappy race. As opposed to the first leg of the classified stakes split, I found this one an absolute headache, an absolute nightmare. And if you get this far, you're just going to need numbers to make sure that to feel safe in the 35-minute gap between races 7 and 8.
Yeah, it does look to be that type of race where you can get just about any result. They're betting 7-2 the field, and there certainly could be quite a bit of value to be had in race number 8. We're going to move along to the suggested bet, and Alistair will take us through his suggested bet. Place accumulator that begins with the running of race number 2, and Alistair, take it away.
Yep, so PA begins at 1:05 on this 8-race card on Thursday at Turffontein. Open up with banker number 6. You're up the dawn by 1 and 2, 2 miles west, and Policy of Truth with a very strong fancy for number 1, 2 miles west. By banker 6, Thing Called Love. Then race 5, which is leg 4, 2Q the Rebel, 4 in the Ether, and 6 Fennec Fox. By banker number 2, Time for Orchids at 5-10. By numbers 2 and 3, Archimedes and Aravadici. I'm proud of myself there. I'll be very proud of myself if one of them runs in the first 3. And the final leg 5 runners, 2 Walled Garden, 3 Willow Express, 4 Mitch Got His Wish, 5 Sage King, and 7 Sam the Wise Man. Nightmare Finale.
13-1 sounds an attractive price for that treble. 2 miles west, Thing Called Love, and Time for Orchids.
Yep, nothing wrong with that. 13-1, really fancy it. 2 miles west, obviously the key horse in that race of that treble at the price that he is. But I like it. So let's go 13-1. Set us up for the weekend. Set us up for the nice pick 6 carryover on Saturday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth for Derby Day.
Absolutely. Races 3, 4, and 6 are the 3 horses that consist in that treble. Alistair, thanks very much for your time. All the best, and looking forward to the sort of the ender for the Cape summer season on Saturday as the curtain comes down, and obviously plenty more racing action around the country in Johannesburg, and we've got the KZN Champion season, which is on the horizon, and that's not too far away. But looking forward to the action out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday.
Yep, you know, King's Cup is always my gauge, but that champion season is just around the corner, so looking forward to that. That will be just over a month away. It's been an unbelievable summer here in Cape Town with all the racing, and I think Lomarog King's Play Day for me was the highlight. But let's see if we can eclipse that this coming Saturday. Their feature races Friday at Fairview with the listed Ibai and the listed Lady Pendant. Obviously, 6 feature races on Saturday, Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, 2 feature races at Turffontein on Sunday. So it's a good time to be a racing fan. And then obviously for a couple of months, all the big attention will be on the half-vault. Those nominations, those entries for the Horse Chestnut on the 2nd of March, they boggle the mind. There's some huge names there. Looking forward to being out there next Saturday. But as for Thursday, as for this weekend, it's going to be a good one as well. And hopefully it's one that punters and racing fans enjoy.
Most definitely. Looking forward to the action over the next few days. Thanks very much, Alistair Cohen, for his time, and all the best with racing on Thursday out at Turffontein. 8 races on the program, and hopefully all goes well.